My name is Dr. Shahid. I'm a general pediatrician and medical educator. This is a lecture series on preventing burnout and developing resilience in doctors and medical students. Today's topic is going to be gratitude, reflection, and altruism. So let's go ahead and get started. So this is my overview of wellness and burnout. Wellness and burnout are opposite ends of the spectrum. So if we can promote wellness by developing resilience and doing other activities that can help prevent burnout, that will overall reduce the risk of burning out. I divide up wellness into categories of developing resilience and preventing burnout, and there's a blue arrow between the two boxes that indicate that there's overlap between all of this. So anything that develops resilience also prevents burnout. Further, I divide up developing resilience into wellness dimensions and resilience strategies, and the prevention of burnout, depression, and suicide into self-care activities and organizational strategies. Again, the blue arrows in both directions indicate that there's overlap. So anything that develops resilience and is a resilience strategy also prevents burnout, and other activities like self-care activities can prevent burnout, but they can also develop resilience. So there's overlap in all of these, and they all promote wellness. So if we can promote wellness overall, that will help reduce the risk of burning out. Now, this list is not all inclusive. There's other things that could be included here, but it's a nice starting point, and it's a nice framework to think about activities that will promote wellness and resilience. So in this series that we're doing right now, we've been talking about positive thinking and reframing and optimism, and now we're going to talk about gratitude and appreciation, reflection, altruism, and then upcoming videos are going to be talking about meaning and purpose. And that area actually spells out the word program. So this is in essence a resilience program. And like I mentioned, previous video has talked about positive thinking, reframing, and optimism. And this video is going to talk about gratitude, reflection, and altruism. And an upcoming video is going to be talking about meaning and purpose. So let's talk about gratitude, reflection, and altruism. So again, this is our overview, our diagram, and this is the portion that we're going to be talking about right now as we go through this video session. The power of the pause button. I think it is so important to take a moment to pause and to reflect and to think about what is happening in our lives. We need to take time every now and then to reassess and reevaluate where we are, what we are doing, and where we are headed. And I think that is the power of the pause button. Just take a moment to think and to reflect. And when you think and you reflect, you start to really appreciate and have gratitude towards all the blessings that you have been given. And these are resilience strategies. The ones we're going to talk about again are gratitude and appreciation and reflection. This is a great quote where the author says, finding gratitude and appreciation is key to resilience. People who take the time to list things they are grateful for are happier and healthier. So again, gratitude and appreciation is so important in developing resilience. And then this quote says, take time to list those things, right? Take time. That means reflect. Take a moment, hit the pause button, think about things, reflect on things, and make a list either in your mind or on a sheet of paper. If you like to journal or do narrative writing, do that as well. But think about it and reflect and list those things that you are grateful for, because that will make you happier and healthier. So again, reflection, when you take a moment to think about where you're at, where you're going, and you think about all the things and the blessings you have in your life, that naturally leads to gratitude and appreciation. So we have to think about all the blessings that we have that we unfortunately take for granted, right? All the food that we have, the water that we have, the clothing that we have, the house, the car, the lifestyle that we have. Those are all blessings. And unfortunately, we take them for granted. So we should just take a moment to reflect, and that will allow us to appreciate and be thankful for the blessings that we have been given in our lives. The same thing is true for people. We have so many people in our lives that we take for granted, and that we have to recognize that we need to appreciate them and be thankful for their role in our lives, in helping us get to where we are, in helping us through the difficult times, and in supporting us to get to where we are. So again, we shouldn't be taking people for granted as well. And these blessings and these people, they can be taken away from us. So we have to keep that in mind and reflect on that, and be appreciative and show gratitude toward those blessings. We have to recognize that the time we have is a blessing, and the time is precious, and you need to use the time effectively and efficiently to help ourselves and to help others. And overall, life is precious, and we need to understand that life is a blessing and be thankful for the time that we have in this world and make our life meaningful. So those are all aspects of resilience that we're going to talk about today or in future video sessions as well then. So gratitude is a strategy for adapting to challenges. No matter how difficult life is at any point, there's always something for which to be grateful, right? So we have to keep that in mind. No matter how bad things may be, we can always find something to be grateful for. And if we do that, that will help us get through that challenge. That will give us a light of hope and help us be optimistic to get through that challenge then. So always look for the something that we have grateful for, and we will always be able to find something grateful, even in a very difficult situation. So we need to learn to appreciate ourselves and others, right? Appreciate what you've accomplished, celebrate what you've accomplished, be thankful for what you've accomplished, and appreciate and be thankful for others who have helped you get to that point. So see the blessings for what they are. They truly are blessings, and be grateful for them, and express gratitude for those blessings and for those people. And we'll talk about how you could do that in a little bit. We know from the literature that gratitude increases health and happiness, and it decreases anxiety and depression. So being appreciative makes people more secure, determined, optimistic, energetic, and enthusiastic. And grateful people are better able to handle challenges and stressors. So again, having gratitude, being grateful is such an important resilience strategy. Reframing obstacles as learning opportunities, right? We talked about reframing in a previous video, but again, if you can reframe a challenge or an obstacle as a learning opportunity and you can grow from it and you can develop from it, that will help you appreciate what that opportunity or what that obstacle helped you in the growth that you developed then. We need to learn to value the individual steps toward a goal. Right, we have large goals, and then we take little steps and set smaller goals. And when we achieve those, we need to value that. We need to celebrate that. We need to recognize the little steps we are taking to achieve a bigger goal. So acknowledging the joy of ordinary things is the basis for appreciation and celebration. So this is what we need to do. We need to find joy in those little things, and that will help us be appreciative and celebrate those little things. So again, celebrating challenges is not about idealizing a problem, but about seeing the value in overcoming that problem, right? So failing prompts reflection and learning and growth, helps you become a better person as a result of it. So a challenge or a failure or an obstacle, once you get through it and you work through it, you need to celebrate that. The fact that you grew in that process, that you became a better person in that process. That's what we need to focus on, and that will help us celebrate our successes and help us develop gratitude and appreciation because of the growth and development that we were able to have as a result of it. So the act of celebrating is an active expression of appreciation. So we have to celebrate progress. We have to celebrate each step that we've taken toward a larger achievement. We have to recognize that as a mini success. So we got to celebrate a long and difficult path, and that can be very motivating, right? You're on a long journey, right? You're going through medical school, you're going through residency, you're starting your career as a practicing physician. Those are long journeys and difficult journeys, right? So you set milestones, you set smaller goals, and then when you achieve them, you recognize those as mini successes on your way to the ultimate goal, and you celebrate that. And by celebrating that, that helps motivate you to do the next goal and to work harder for the next one and keep that final goal in mind. So celebrate, treat yourself when you have when you pass a test or you do well on a test or you get through your first year of school or first year of training, right? Celebrate in some way, right? Treat yourself to something, right? Go out and have a nice dinner, treat yourself to a massage, do something that recognizes the fact that you had a success and you achieved something along your way to achieving a bigger goal. Again, there's always something to celebrate. We just have to take a moment to reflect on it, to think about it and appreciate it, and look for something to celebrate. And again, we don't have to wait for big events to have a celebration, right? We need to celebrate the day-to-day things, right? So don't wait for a birthday or a graduation or a wedding, right? Celebrate the day-to-day things, right? The fact that you had a nice meal today, the fact that you were able to call a friend and laugh about something today, right? The fact that you are able to interact with your parents or your grandparents or your family and they bring joy to you, celebrate that, right? So appreciate those little things. And every day we need to, again, reflect. What are you thankful for today, right? How do you show appreciation to others and to yourself? We should do that on a regular basis, every day. Just take a moment and think about, what are you thankful for today? And no matter how bad of a day you were having, you can find something to be thankful for. And again, it's those little things, the day-to-day things that we need to celebrate and appreciate. So what are some ways to practice gratitude, right? It's thinking about what or who are you grateful for, and what and from whom do you get joy today, right? Whom or what are you most thankful for? What do you love about yourself and your family and your work and your home? What did you do well today, right? So again, if we take a moment to reflect on these questions every single day and think about it, we can certainly think about something that brought us joy today, something we are thankful for today, but something that you did for yourself or your family and that brought you joy and happiness, right? And what did you do well today? So again, reflecting on these, this helps us develop gratitude and appreciation. These are ways to practice gratitude, is by just taking a moment to reflect on these questions every single day and thinking about these. And certainly we'll be able to think about something, and that will help us stay positive, and it will help us develop resilience strategies. So this is a great article in which they looked at healthcare workers, and they asked them to think of 3 good things every day. Think of 3 good things every day, write them down at the end of the day, and do that for 15 days straight. So they came up with 45 good things over this 15-day period. And then what they did is, along the way, they studied their emotional exhaustion, their depression, their work-life balance, and their happiness scores. And they found, compared to baseline, when they fill out these surveys, there was a statistically significant increase in all of these areas, an improvement in their emotional exhaustion and depression and work-life balance and happiness. 1 month after the intervention, 6 months after the intervention, and even 12 months after the intervention. So writing down 3 good things every single day makes such a big effect on our wellness and our resilience, and it keeps things in perspective and allows you to be appreciative and thankful. So that's one way we can do that. Again, write them down every day. Write 3 things down at the end of your day. If you have a journal or you have a diary or something, write them down. Or if you don't want them writing down, think about them every day. Just think about 3 good things that happened to you that day. That makes a huge difference in your happiness and your emotional exhaustion and preventing depression and burnout. So again, reflection and gratitude and appreciation are such important resilience strategies that we need to use on a regular basis. So we need to get in the habit of, again, doing something every single day to celebrate our life, right? As we mentioned, add an appreciation entry to your daily journal, right? Write down something you appreciate or you're thankful for, or something good that happened to you every single day as part of your daily journal. That can really help celebrate your life and develop resilience. Have a party to celebrate your strengths. Create an award to honor yours or someone else's skills. Invite a friend to dinner to recognize your relationship. Acknowledge someone who has contributed to your life. Maybe you can send that person a note of gratitude, or send it to yourself or someone else that you really value and contributed to your life. So again, doing something to celebrate your life every day and appreciating yourself or appreciating others makes such a huge difference in your wellness and overall resilience. So again, this is the framework we've been using and talking about different resilience strategies. And we've been talking about gratitude and appreciation and reflection. And now I want to shift the focus to altruism, service, and kindness, and briefly talk about that. So altruism can enhance resilience, positive mental health, and well-being. And we know that altruism and serving others and being kind to others can reduce life stress. And how does that work? It's because it's a shift in your attention away from yourself to others, right? We are so engrossed in our own lives, right? We are so worried about serving ourselves, right? That we don't have time to serve others, right? We don't realize the importance of serving others and the joy that comes with serving others and being altruistic, and how that can help to give us meaning in our life and can help us with our own resilience, because we are so focused on ourselves. We are so focused on trying to serve ourselves, right? We go to a restaurant and a server comes to us, right? And then, you know, we order something and then we tip them based on the service that they provided, right? And then we put up a review on some website about the service at that restaurant, right? We're so into about being served ourselves, and we need to shift that attention away from ourselves to others and be altruistic and need to serve others, because that is such an important resilience strategy. Because we know when you are altruistic and you serve others, that can enhance your self-confidence and your self-acceptance, and it allows you to, again, reframe your own situation, right? You can see things a little bit differently. When you're helping others who are in need, you realize and you recognize that you are in a position of giving, and you are in a position of sharing the blessings that you have, your time, your money, your food, whatever it is that you're doing to serve others. You realize that your situation is not as bad as you might think, and that someone might be in a worse situation than you, and you being able to help them and serve them can really help with your own meaning and your own resilience. And again, it gives you a greater perceived meaning in life when you are serving others and generous to others and altruistic to others. So again, having service of others is related to being selfless, right? And that's when you have concern for the welfare of others and you give to others with no expectation of benefit to yourself, right? You just help others. You're not expecting anything in return, but you feel that joy, that inner warmth, that inner sense of joy and accomplishment that really adds to meaning and resilience. So there's lots of different ways to be altruistic and serve others, right? I just listed a few here, but there's so many different ways that you can serve others. So whatever works for you, whatever you find passion in, whatever your interest might be, it is important though to serve others and be part of some sort of organization or community or neighborhood or something that is serving others, and be a part of that. So selflessness is really, again, about serving others, because when you serve others, you will have to make sacrifices. And the biggest thing that you sacrifice is your ego and your pride and your lust for power. So we need to do that, again, to shift that feeling of everything being directed toward ourselves and trying to serve ourselves and, you know, being self-centered. We need to see it as we're sacrificing our ego and our pride to help others. And when you serve others, you'll have to forgive them and you have to apologize to them and you have to give credit and praise them. And those are important characteristics that we have to develop in ourselves. So I think this is a great perspective, especially if you're in a leadership position, which many physicians are in different leadership positions in their hospitals, in their practices, in their communities. I think this is something we have to keep in mind. A leader does not believe that once they have arrived as a leader, it is their turn to be served. So you must choose between being a servant leader and a self-serving leader, right? This is such an important concept about serving others and being selfless. As a leader, right? You don't become a leader and then say, okay, now everyone come and serve me. I'm the leader, I'm the president, I'm the, the CEO, I'm the whatever, right? So you have to come and serve me. That's not how it works. We have to learn to be servant leaders and not to be self-serving leaders. So we have to keep that in mind. Okay, so kindness. Kindness is about giving attention to others, appreciating others, encouraging others, displaying the common courtesies to others, right? So it's really extending ourselves for others by appreciating them, encouraging them, being courteous, listening to them, giving credit, giving praise for the efforts they made, right? And when you interact with people in that way, in that kind way, it makes such a strong bond between you and that other person. So much of our risk of burning out is related to the stress of the interpersonal relationships that we have, right? They're awkward, they're angry, they're bitter, they're negative interactions, right? But if we can all be more positive and appreciate others and be kind to others and give credit to others and listen to others and respect others, that will make for such great interactions that stress and anxiety that we have when we have those awkward and negative interactions, that will reduce the risk of burning out, because that's such a big factor in the risk of burning out, is when you have these type of interactions that are negative and bitter and angry and hostile. So again, we need to interact with everybody in a positive way. So appreciate others, give praise and credit to others, do the little things like be the first one to say good morning in the hallway, doing simple acts of kindness, right? They go such a long way in building strong relationships and preventing burnout. Because again, so much of the risk of burning out is having dysfunctional relationships. So if we can improve our relationships, that will decrease the risk of burning out and will enhance our resilience and promote wellness. Generosity. Nothing speaks to others more loudly or serves them better than generosity. So we need to learn to give away whatever we can to help others. And that could be giving away your time, could be giving away your attention, your talents, your skills, your abilities, your money, your possessions, your life in order to help others. So again, we just need to learn to share the blessings we have and the resources we have with others and be kind to others, be altruistic to others. That can really enhance our resilience and give meaning to us and give us a bigger purpose in life that again promotes resilience then. But it's hard to be generous if you are not satisfied with what you have, because generosity rises out of contentment. So again, we must first learn to be content with what we have, be grateful for what we have, be thankful for what we have. And then and only then will we be able to be generous with it and to share it with others. So first we have to be content and grateful and appreciate what we have, and then we will be able to share it with others. So we need to learn to be grateful and thankful for everything that is in our lives, including the people that we have in our lives as well. So it's a great quote. You have not lived today until you have done something for someone who can never repay you, right? So we're not looking for anything in return. We want to help others and don't expect anything back, but we want to feel the goodness, do it out of the goodness of our own hearts so that we appreciate that and that brings us joy and satisfaction and meaning and purpose. Okay, so to wrap up the session, we've been kind of going through our resilience program. In a previous video, we talked about positive thinking, reframing, and optimism. And right now, we just talked about gratitude, reflection, and altruism. And then in an upcoming video, we're going to talk about meaning and purpose. And again, this is in a larger framework of wellness and resilience. And we've talked about some of these areas, and we're going to continue to talk about more of these areas in upcoming videos. So I hope to see you in future videos as we talk about meaning and purpose as part of the resilience program. But then we're going to talk about other things like emotional intelligence and self-awareness and self-management, and then like relationships and social support and mentors, and then self-care. So we're going to talk about a lot of these things in upcoming videos. So look out for those, and hopefully you'll be able to participate in those. So again, this is the area we've been focusing on, and next time we'll talk about meaning and purpose, and then we'll go on and talk about other areas as well in future videos. So I want to thank you for participating in the session today. Hopefully you found it helpful, and I look forward to seeing you at future sessions as well.